Right, so just tell everybody a bit about channeling, if you would.
Okay. Well, my definition of channeling is connecting to a higher spiritual level. There's so much that we don't know about what I call our unseen world. And to me, channel is connecting to that world and bringing in information, very valuable information, into our lives to help us and to guide us and to help us be more spiritual and more helpful to others.
Right, yeah, it's fascinating, this stuff, channeling, because we in the UK have a slightly different almost definition of it, because I know in America some Christians regard it as an occult practice, and I've been on the internet just to check out what some other famous channelers what words they use, and I know Course in Miracles people use the word scribe. Neil Donald Walsh uses words like taking dictation, and I know the Hicks talk about dialogues with, but it's even Wikipedia calls the word channeling. This is what they're all doing, channeling. And self-evidently the major spiritual books in the world have all been channeled. But having said that, I just like what you said before, it's connecting with a higher or non-physical being, isn't it?
It is, and channeling goes back thousands of years. I mean, we can even say, was the Bible channeled? We know that Einstein channeled some of his inspirations, and so did Tesla, although it wasn't called that at the time. Again, if you look back in history, a lot of people will say that, like Mozart for instance, they got their music, their work, through a higher source, as we know it as channeling. Again, in different countries, as we know, different words mean different things, and words are important. But to me, I've always, having been in the spiritual movement for over 30 years, I've always known it as channeling. But again, if somebody wants to call it scribing or something else, that's absolutely fine. We're all doing the same thing with love and hope in our hearts.
Absolutely, and I suppose it is possible to channel dark forces, but I think anybody who knows the stuff you're channeling is certainly the complete opposite of that. So, why do you think, why Diana? Why should Diana, Princess of Wales, come through? And I suppose the second question is why you? Well, we'll come on to that.
Yeah, well, Diana has come through to other people, we know that. Hazel Courtney has written books, but the channeling that I'm doing with Diana is slightly different, because it's nothing to do with Diana, it's nothing to do with me, any of our lifestyles. It is purely about helping people in this time, this very negative time, to open up the hearts, to work with each other from the heart, like we used to do thousands of years ago when we were heart-centered beings, and that's been eroded away. And so she's come through to me and given me the message to move the planet forward into a higher dimension through love, unconditional love.
And you've also got, because you're a spiritual healer, you've got Harry Edwards and the unnamed Polish doctor as your guide, haven't you?
I have, and people who know this have seen me when I've been demonstrating, and then I just felt another presence when I was doing the healing. I would get bigger and my hands would change, and I knew I'd got a vision of this person. But I walked into a spiritual church one day at Hyde, quite by accident. I just stumbled across it during my work, and 3 mediums there were there, and they came and actually told me that it was Harry Edwards, and he was giving me the hair bells of healing. I do have a Polish doctor, which I was aware of. Other people have seen him. I haven't got a name for him, but he was around 1920s, and he still dresses in that mode with the little round starch collar with the gold studs in.
I think I can answer the next bit about why Diana, because at one time she was the world's most popular woman, and if you look at viewing figures for her wedding and her funeral, they are amongst the greatest TV audiences ever. and she was known as the Queen of Hearts, as we know. And one thing that always appeals to me now, or didn't at the time, is that to me she was a rebel in the world's most powerful family. And well, why you? Why did Diana say she chose you? Because she clearly did choose you.
Yes, you know, at first I didn't know. As we got further into the channeling, she said that she had been with me in past lives, that she chose me because people trust me, and people put their trust in me. And so that was good enough for me. If she trusts me and people trust me, then I've got to get this divine message out.
I think she also mentioned the purity of your heart.
She did mention that the purity of my heart, yes. And I've been doing healing work and trying to do my best for people for many, many years. And we'll continue with that. And if through Diana's message we can accelerate that, we can bring more people together to work from the heart and to feel these beautiful loving energies, then that's a wonderful thing to do.
So what's your, I mean, Diana's message, I've got some notes here from the book because there's a lot to it. In a few words, what is Diana's message to you?
For the people?
Yes.
Well, Diana's message to me is that we must learn to love each other. We must learn to connect to unconditional love, because that is the only way the world will heal. It won't heal with wars and vengeance and anger. It will only heal through our hearts and through loving and caring for each other. And also she's very insistent on not just caring for each other, that we must also care for the animal world and the plant world. Well, we are all connected, we're all one consciousness. If we do a bad deed to one animal, one person, then we all suffer.
Absolutely, and I'll just quote from the book here. This is what she said, that her wish and that of the world of spirit, because for people who are watching know it isn't just Diana talking about Diana.
It's nothing. Diana doesn't talk about Diana at all.
No.
The only thing Diana said is that the way it happened was to be, and that from the spirit world now she can help human life more than she ever could while she was here on the planet. Absolutely. On the earth plane.
So what she said is that she wants to take the planet to another dimension, and to do this we must first awake, heal ourselves and each other, is what Anne's been saying, and then come together in the knowing that love is the greatest power in the universe. And my interpretation of the other dimension is a world of unity, a world free of war, fear, pain and destruction. It's actually a world of love, harmony, joy and peace. A world where everyone matters, is healthy and has all their needs met and is truly free. So if this isn't useful for mankind, then I think we're all wasting our time.
Mm-hmm. And again, we mustn't forget, we do have help from the angelic realm. They're always there. You know, we have free will, but if you're suffering, if you do have any problems, then just ask the angels to come in and hand your problem over to them. And I can only say that I've done it with myself and other people, and very quickly. Sometimes it may happen in a blink of an eye, sometimes it might take a few days, but you will start to feel better. You will start to see the answer to your problems. It's just about having faith and trust in an unseen world, which is so much more going on than there is in this world. We know so little of what goes on in the unseen world. But that's the world. Where do you think all the ideas come from, all the inspirations come from? They come from the spirit world, the unseen world.
Absolutely.